All right, well, let's see. All right, I guess we're live. I guess LinkedIn's still not working. I'm giving that a shot. For all you tuning in, I am just going to talk a little bit about some random thoughts that have been going through my head lately again. As you can see from behind me, I've spruced up my background a bit. I decided, you know what? It's a little dull, a little boring. Let's make it look a little bit more interesting. So, of course, I added all of the stuff you see behind me, and some of that stuff is my son's basketball tournament trophies that he's accumulated over the last couple of years. Those are ones up on the tall black podium type thing. And then, of course, I only have those three little awards over there on top of the bookcase with the Kobe Bryant shoe sitting there in front of it. So that just shows you how many awards I've accumulated over my life. There is one missing, or two missing, I should say. I did win an Ultimate Hoops Vet League one season, and I have a banner for that. And I probably should have it hanging up above that. It'd be probably pretty cool. I should put it up there. And I actually, I think we also got the actual trophy, but we had to give the trophy back after the season was the next season was over for the new champion. So it was kind of like, it was like, I don't know, it's just a little bit weird to get a trophy for winning a league and not being able to actually keep that trophy. And I remember when Dan gave it to me, I thought, oh, that's cool. I'm gonna have that. I'm gonna, use that and make sure that I keep it. And then he said, hey, can you give me that trophy back? I got to give it to a new team that won this new season. I was like, what? That's weird. Okay. I guess Ultimate Hoops couldn't afford to purchase more than one trophy. So we just got to pass it around back and forth, which is kind of goofy. Anyway, and then my banner too was hanging up in the on the wall at Green Valley Lifetime. And that too, there's plenty of wall space, but they're like, oh, we got to remove it and take it down and create some space for some other banners to go up. And I was like, why? Because there's lots of room, and there's more than enough room for my banner to stay up there along with all the other team banners. So they took mine down along with all the other older ones to replace them with some newer ones. And I thought, well, that's kind of weird. Again, why not just keep them up there? There's plenty of wall space. So that's my little rant for those awards. But anyway, just to you're probably wondering what the heck that puppet is doing back there on the shelf. And that is actually from my very first digital product that I created called Offline Puppet Master, which was a program about how to use basically puppets in videos to drive leads and customers to small businesses. And that puppet in itself was one of the very first ones that I had gotten, with a bunch of other ones that looked similar to that, with different hairstyles and such, different facial expressions and clothing, that I had sent out to affiliate partners and joint venture partners to help promote that product for me. So those were a couple leftovers I had. So I thought, well, that represents how I got started doing all this digital marketing stuff. And so he ought to be in the picture as well. And then, of course, I've got the Greatest Teams book there by Sports Illustrated. That's hard to see, but it's the Green Bay Packers versus Dallas Cowboys on the cover. And of course, the Packers are the greatest football team ever to play, in my opinion, the game. And it doesn't hurt that I'm from Wisconsin. So therefore, I'm going to think like that, I guess. I suppose if I had lived in Dallas and grew up in Dallas, I'd think Cowboys were the greatest team in the whole wide world. So there's that. And then I have a box, an old retro Sega Genesis box there, because growing up, of course, I grew up with Atari, and then I had Nintendo, and then I had Sega Master System, I think, and then it was the Sega Genesis, and then Super Nintendo, and then N64, and then PlayStation, and then Xbox, and all the way up until I was like 20 something, right? And I still have a lot of those video game systems, kind of a collector when it comes to that stuff. And I still think those games were the best games because they were the easiest to just jump in and master and figure out right away. nowadays all the games are a little bit too complicated. There's too many bells and whistles, and yeah, I'm a simple guy. I want simple things, and it's too complicated. And then, of course, also back there, I've got some of my shoe collection. I've got the Kerry 6's Christmas edition down there. I've got Air Jordan 1s in that silver, as you can see. And, of course, I've got the Kobe up there on top. And it's basically paying homage to probably 3 of the greatest basketball players to ever play the game, if not the 3 best. And I know there's going to be some controversy about that because LeBron is probably in that conversation too. And I do respect LeBron. I think he's been an amazing basketball player over the course of his career, but I just never liked any of his shoes, really. So therefore I don't have any of his shoes. Yeah, they were all too heavy for me. I just didn't like how much they weighed, how they were built and such. Yeah, so there's that. And then over here behind me, over my left shoulder, it's some poker books, basically, that I've read when I was really getting into playing poker back in 2000. This would have been 2001 through 2012 or so, when I really hit it hard and I was playing for a living and everything else. And so that's kind of part of my past and my history as well, and where I've been and where I'm going and all that sort of thing. And then I have my degree up there, the University of Wisconsin, Stevens Point. Of course, I haven't used my degree one iota. It is in computer information systems. And I guess it did help me get my first job or two I don't know, I'm not really sure. I mean, I really didn't get the degree I wanted. I mean, as far as what I learned, computer information systems was about as close to what I could learn in school as it related to doing something with computers, right? I really wanted to do website design, more or less, because I have more of a creative mind than an analytical programming mind. But I guess I just chose to go that route because I knew that was going to lead me down the path I'm in now. And then, of course, marketing was a whole nother beast that I never did get any formal education with, just a lot of learning from other marketers and reading books and such too. So yeah, I'm going to be adding more to that collection as well as we go. And then, of course, that picture back there is of my son and my daughter from a few years ago. Of course, my son's way bigger and older than that picture now, but my daughter still looks kind of like that. She's still young. She's only 8. So, that was probably when she was, I don't know, probably 4, maybe 5. So anyway, so that's the background I'm going to be adding to it, and hopefully find it a little bit interesting. Hopefully it tells a little more story about who I am and what I'm all about. On another note, I was recently working through one of my membership programs called Growth Marketing Insiders, and I'm moving currently, in the midst of moving from a platform called teachable.com over to a new platform called experiencefy.com. Now, Teachable was okay. I didn't hate it, but at the same time, it wasn't as robust, and it wasn't really as easy to use as I had hoped it would be, although it was, highly recommended and had some good reviews and such. So I gave it a shot, and I used it for about 4 or 5 months and got the job done overall. But when I found out about Experiencefy, I just had to give it a shot, and I just absolutely love it. It's got gamification built into it, so there's really cool little celebrations when you would progress through different sections of courses and programs within the platform itself. And then also you can gain experience points, just like if you were playing a video game. So you can tally up all these points. And they say that from the reason that most video games have that type of stuff built into it, like points and stuff, is because it rewards our dopamine. It pushes our dopamine button, they call it. And therefore it makes us want to continue and try to achieve and try to beat it, or try to, keep going. And I can fully relate to that, going back to my days playing some games like Contra, and, playing it till we beat it, and like Castlevania and such. So, I figure, that's going to help people go through my programs and courses and actually get a better experience. And it's supposed to increase the completion rate of courses from as little as 3% to as much as 30%. So, most of the time with just a normal, like, let's just call it the Teachable platform, someone might go through there on average, 3% of the people are going to actually complete a course. But with Experience 5, with all that gamification and all that bells and whistles, most people will complete, about 30% of those people will complete. So it's a big uptick, which means when people complete courses and they actually get more from what you're teaching them and they get better results, therefore they're more likely to continue to be a student of yours or to continue to purchase more products from you in the future in order to, gain more knowledge and such. Then I was working on my small business consulting website or digital agency website called vegastechgroup.com. And I've had it built out mostly in ClickFunnels. I have what I call a salesman website, which basically is a sales page that sells what we do primarily, which is social posting for small businesses. And it's built in ClickFunnels. And then I had a WordPress backend to it as well. And I still want to maintain some of that, but I wanted to move the primary part of the site, the homepage and such, over permanently kind of to ClickFunnels. So in order to do that, I had to make a couple DNS changes. And of course, when you're working with this stuff, this is awesome part of being in tech and digital marketing is stuff doesn't always work the way you want them to. And it feels like, you think something's broken when maybe it's not, because there's something called caching, and you might have caching going on in your browser, or you might have caching going on your own local router, or you might have caching going on past your local router to a hub where you get your internet from. And so sometimes when you change DNS settings for a domain, you won't see the updates as frequently or as soon as you'd like to see them. And then sometimes you'll still look like it's broken on your end, when in reality, it's not. It's working everywhere but for you. And that's due to the caching issue. So yeah. So if you can go to vegastechgroup.com and it resolves correctly with a secured URL, and it points you to basically vegastechgroup.com/social-posting-service or services, it's resolving correctly, and which means I don't have to worry about it anymore. However, on my end, when I put that into my web browser right now here at my house, it basically says, error resolving the domain. So that's what happens. Now, of course, if I type in www.vegastechgroup.com, it resolves correctly. So I know that works for sure. But, nowadays people don't put in www in front of a domain. They just type in the domain. So you got to make sure it works both ways. Yep. So I'm working through that right now. And then it's Sunday, right? And right after I got done watching Michigan beat Ohio State, golf came on, and I was just working on my computer, listening to the tranquil sounds of nature coming through the TV as CBS's Jim Nance is announcing or talking about, some of the golfers and who is doing what on the leaderboard. And all I thought about was, if that isn't the most tranquil and most beautiful background noise in the whole wide world. I'm not a golfer. I tried playing golf when I was younger. I was okay, but I didn't love it to really pursue it to be good. To this day, I really don't like playing golf much because it's too frustrating to me. And I think I'd just rather not go down that route. But I do enjoy watching golf when it comes to wanting to just sit down, relax, and basically take a little nap to watching golf. So I look forward to every year when the Masters comes on. I do like watching the Masters. It's kind of like Daytona 500 for me too. I'm not a big NASCAR guy, but I will watch the Daytona 500. I think that's worth watching. So it's the same with golf. When the Masters is on, I'm watching it. So this last year when the Masters got postponed, it was weird. Of course, when everything got postponed, it was weird. I mean, them canceling the NCAA tournament, I thought, wow, that's crazy. And then the NBA going on hiatus, taking that break, that was nuts. And then, of course, the Masters was pushed off. And I think they did the Masters in November or something like that. I don't even remember. I wasn't even paying attention. I don't even think I watched this year. But I know it's returning here again in just a few weeks in April. So that's what I like to do. I like to relax on Sundays, usually it's watching football during football season. When it's not watching football during the football season, if there's some kind of golf on, if there's not good college basketball on, I've got the golf channel or I've got golf on so I can just relax and sleep. That's what I like to do. Yeah. Anyway, that's about it. That's all I have today. If I think of anything else, I'll hop back on. Otherwise, yeah, let me see. I didn't run my cool banner. Let me run my cool banner real quick. I got this ticker going on now. So I forgot. I gotta get more used to all the tools inside of StreamYard, because there's some really cool stuff that I like to play with, and I haven't figured it all out yet, but I'm working on it. But if any of you listening or want to join us each and every week, we meet for 1 hour in my group coaching program called Growth Marketing Mindset, where we talk about all the things related to digital marketing, entrepreneurship, and basically helping you build your business. And if you have any interest in that, you can just go to kerrysgroupcoaching.com, like the ticker shows on the bottom, and sign up. And I'd love to have you on board. So, all right. With that said, I'm out. I will see you tomorrow, hopefully, because I'm trying to do this every single day. We'll see how it goes. All right. That's it for now. Hope you have a great rest of your Sunday afternoon. I'm going to go turn on some golf and lay down and rest and relax the rest of the afternoon, and then get back to work later tonight. Okay. Take care.